He was a demon this year. He has 5 targets. That's not bad. I wonder if they won that game. I gotta see if they won that game.
Mm-hmm.
His targets have been like, I mean, honestly they set like a good line, like 5.5. That's a solid line. If it, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, if it was at 5, look, I say we take that, but 5.5, that's a good line. Man, he's been an average from looking at his games. Sure, I give him about an average.
Broncos
Like
have been
5.
good better. This game TJ went crazy on him. 9 targets for 6 catches and 88 yards. Now, TJ Hawkinson, in my opinion, is a better receiving tight end than your boy. I think he's the best in the league. But George Kittle's a branch off of him. Yeah, who's better than him?
Better than Kittle as a receiver?
Yeah, he's better receiver than Kittle receiver. Hell yeah.
Kelsey?
No, Hawkinson.
Wait, you're saying Hawkinson is the best receiving tight end in the league?
This year, I'll say this year. I wouldn't say in general because there's Kelsey, but this year he is for sure.
Oh, okay. That's the only reason why I said Kelsey. Yeah.
But Kittle for sure, definitely. I mean, I know Kittle's usage rate is different compared to him, but even the way he runs his routes and shit, you can tell that nigga's a demon.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, Kittle's more of a all-purpose back. I mean, tight end, because I mean he gets involved in the block game as like an extension to the line. What else? He blocks downfield, and he'll make the occasional grab here and there, and he'll get you a little bit of yak. So
he has good yak. He does have good yak. I'll say that. That's why I'm like thinking about his yards. But Hawkinson's a really good tight end, and that's what happened to get for a really good tight end. Let me see. The Rams have the boy, like I said, Higbee. Can you go? Oh, it was only 1 target. That's why. All right, Steelers tight end. Who's Steelers tight end again? Connor. Yeah, these niggas ass. Chargers had your boy. Donald Parham had 6 targets, by the way. Wow.
Boy, 6'8". You feel me? Throw that bitch out there.
But they throw the ball a lot. That's Chargers offense. Lions. Let me see. Sherman Porter had 8 the second time. And Sherman Porter, he's good, but he's not really that involved in that offense, I feel like, as much as, like, he is. But you know what I mean? Like, damn. 8 targets? And they have a really good run game, by the way, too, McKenny. It's your boy Gibbs and your boy, you know? Let me see some. Kelsey, he had 5. Kelsey had 5 targets for 81 yards. I'm telling you, bro, this is looking really good. Let me see. Giants, nobody. Buccaneers had your boy Cade Otten. Fuck his name is. He had 44 yards though for 2 targets. I don't think. Yeah, Packers don't have any good tight ends for real. Yeah, Vikings again. This is without your boy. He had 7 targets without your boy Hawkinson. I think the Vikings have them figured out. You think, and Kyle Shanahan, he's a freak. He's going to look at that footage of Vikings. Let's see, Cole Kmet had 4 again.
So it sounds like you're definitely leaning towards.
Well,
oh sugar. Why you jumped up like that, bro?
Who the fuck is Jake Ferguson?
Jake Ferguson?
Yeah.
That nigga for the Cowboys?
Yeah.
He was going crazy and they lost to the Packers.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to targets.
And his target line is at what?
5.5.
For Kelsey. I mean for Kittle.
No. I feel like it's hard because I feel like his yards gonna hit too.
What's his yards at?
54.5.
74?
54.
Oh, I thought you said 74. I was about to say 74. That's too much. 54.
I gotta go with the targets, bro. I feel like. Nah, I gotta go to yards. I think they're gonna throw the ball a lot, which gives him more volume, and he's gonna get those yards if they do. Yeah, fuck it. I'm doing it. I can't. I'm doing it.
But those 2 props themselves, the receptions and the yards, you like?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so if you so if you had to just list out your slip, what's your slip looking like for Saturday, January 20th? What's your January 20th NFL slip?
I got Odell Demon for 9.5. I got Christian McCaffrey for 130.5 rushing plus receiving yards. I got George Kittle for 54.5 receiving yards. And I got CJ Stroud for 238.5 pass yards.
And then I know you already said one of Kittle's slips, but the secondary Kittle slip that people can go with is
The George Kittle 5.5 targets. I think you're recording me.
damn right you're recording. Welcome to another episode of MKZ. We got McKinley.
We working on the slips.
We got Kevon Reed back in the building, and we've been recording for a good 5 to 10 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, because I seen the quality work, and I'm like, this is the shit people want to see, you know. So nah, I'm not gonna start the episode like that though. But hey, this for y'all though, just to show y'all that we be going crazy on the slips now. This gonna come out somewhere, maybe on IG, maybe on YouTube.
Let them know what time it is.
Yeah, and nigga, it's 2:40 in the morning. The day before the game, we in the lab cooking up. The day before the game, we in the lab cooking up. Y'all know what we do.
I gotta touch Lamar, don't I? I gotta touch Lamar, right?
You gotta touch Lamar, but hold on to that note because we'll. Hey, listen. Matter of fact, this is gonna be the start of the episode. I'm gonna clip it. I'm a. Now that I know how to use CapCut instead of just running, just posting it, I can CapCut. You feel me? I can CapCut some shit now. So what we gonna do is we gonna start the episode like this with Kevon's slip. I'm gonna cut that bit. So I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna cut that bit, and then we're gonna get back in, and then we're gonna get into the analysis for the Saturday games. I'll take a little sip of the little remedy real quick before we start this episode, man. Welcome back to another episode, man, of Miami Killzone. The podcast, man. We on episode 16 with it. Fellas. 1-6. What the fuck? 1-6. I don't know how to. Whatever. 16. We're on episode 16 with it, yo.
You heard the big dog.
We're on episode 16 with it, man. This is our first episode since the 1 year episode. Since the 1 year compilation. How y'all boys feeling today? Y'all good?
Good. Really good.
Smack, how you feel?
Yep. Got a new cut, got a fresh cut, you feel me? Feeling good, am good. So you know.
It look clean, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was about to comment on it before the episode, bro. The boy,
Feel me?
the Chico did.
Shout out to Lamar. You feel me? Lamar Cuts, man. Hit him up. And my dog at bury you right now, so you feel me? Hit my dog up.
Oh, how much you charge?
$25.
How much you charge for a cut?
25.
25. That's including the beard.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go. Hey, I'm gonna have to go tap in with Lamar when I get back to the city. But hey, man, we back, man. Like we said, episode 16 is back in full effect. We got the gang in the building. As you can see, the picture is a bit different for this episode because we talking NFL Playoffs Divisional today. We got some big games on the slip, boys. We got some big games on the slip, so we're trying to make sure we get an episode out before the games take place. But man, let's get started, man. We don't got too much time because we got obligations and things. But like we said, we wanted to make sure we got an episode out for y'all before the divisional game. So we got some early games. Let's start with the first game of the weekend. We got, which is surprisingly, why did they put this game in this block? I'm kind of skeptical on this, but maybe it was set up beforehand. But we got the Baltimore Ravens, and arguably, I mean, it's not up for debate no more. But two-time MVP Lamar Jackson versus the young, up-and-coming, rising star quarterback that has shocked the world this year, Mr. C.J. Stroud and his Houston Texans. So the Houston Texans, you got to
Do it. Right. Do it. Hey.
boom. Like we said, we got the Texans and the Ravens. Now, the game is scheduled for Saturday, 4:30. 4:30 p.m. We got the Texans going over to Baltimore. I'm hearing that the temperatures in Baltimore around this time of year are quite, not as cold as Kansas as we saw Kansas City and our Dolphins, unfortunately, last weekend, but pretty cold to say the least. So, Key, you grinning in the camera. You seem like you got a little something you want to share today. Talk to me, bro. How you feeling about the? He said no. Talk to me. How you feeling about the Texans and the Ravens game coming up?
Uh, I saw people talking about it, and they was like, "Damn, we all like with your boy C.J. Stroud, but bro, we got Lamar Jackson, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I follow Lamar. I'm a dog. Everybody knows. Fan of Lamar. Lamar, if you're listening to this, don't listen to this shit. Nigga, delete your social media. What the fuck is you doing? But I like the Texans. They're playing good ball, and I'm not gonna what's the word again? What's the word again? I'm not gonna like
Write
discredit them or
write
say
them
like,
off.
oh yeah, right. I'm not gonna write them off
Yeah.
because like they are a really good team, but I still I'm Ravens winning this game. I do. I Ravens winning this game. I haven't beaten them. Uh, it could go two ways in my opinion. Either it's a probably a close game, unfortunately not, and the Ravens just seal out the game in the fourth, or they might beat the brakes off of them because the Texans played. I have a brain fart. Wait, what did
Just
the
a
Texans?
little
Did the Texans play
pause.
again? The
Not.
Browns.
Yeah, they play the
They played
Browns.
the Browns,
Yeah.
and the Browns look pretty good, but I was just telling my friend earlier that the Browns look good now, but they might not go that far. It's just a spurt, and they didn't really play anybody for real. And I feel like Texans is like they finally hit that groove once Nico Collins and Stroud hit that connection pretty well. So I got Ravens win that game.
One thing to say to that point that you just brought up in his his new groove that he just found with Nico Collins. One thing I'm noticing is Shroud, and it's taken a couple games to watch and actually analyze and see him play on the field, but he is has not really shown to be, a this is my number one guy. This if he's not working today, I'm not working today. No, he's been able to spread the wealth to all of his guys. You talk about his new form connection with Nico Collins. We can't be remiss in noting that that new connection came after Tank Dell went out for the season. You see what I mean? And we saw everybody saw what Tank was doing for for CJ and the Texans, if not your fantasy teams. I know some of y'all had Tank had scooped them up off the waiver wire at some point off the fantasy. So they was good. They was rocking, and CJ's a quarterback that is really showing that he is a leader amongst men, especially at this young age, and he's proving to be one of the future talents of this league. So I'm knocking on wood right now, just hoping that nothing goes wrong with him injury wise or anything like that. But the start to his career is phenomenal, and although I'm on the same path as Key, which I'll speak about later, as far as the outcome of this game. Like, let's just say that the craziest of situations were to take place and CJ Stroud was to make it to the Super Bowl or something crazy like that or win the Super Bowl. Bro, he easily has gone down as would go down as the greatest rookie season of all time, in my opinion. If all that was to take place, because I don't think there's really nobody you can really match up with him. Rookie of the year, took the Texans, who's been a poverty franchise for some time now, took them to the Super Bowl and win it. It's crazy. Like that's just reminds me of like Magic and for the Lakers. So, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about, but yeah, bro, he definitely deserves his flowers, and I'm allowed McKinley to expound upon that before we move on. Go ahead, Smack.
The expectations weren't obviously, pretty high. I mean, relatively high for CJ Stroud going into the situation he's in because, people ain't know or underestimated the receiving core of the Houston Texans. They're not they don't really have a lot of known guys. Really, the only person they had was Robert Woods, and he wasn't really doing too much. He was just a veteran presence on that team, and then Dalton Schultz, who they picked up, which a good solid tight end. People thought it was going to be a great security blanket for C.J. Stroud, but probably wasn't. Probably not going to be enough to guarantee them to win their division, get a playoff spot, and also win the playoff game. So, and then also you want to talk about their defense as well. Again, let's have some question marks on pass rush ability because they drafted Will Anderson Jr., but obviously he's a rookie too, so expectations like him trying to succeed against these NFL ready offensive tackles, been in the league for quite a while. He's been doing great, amazing. Derek Stingley Jr. been hooping. He's been balling too his second year coming in. So their defense, a lot of people didn't have the expectation of this roster, thinking CJ Stroud was probably gonna be, uh, probably I say what 5-4 win team. You get like a nice top 10, top 5 draft pick, and you just try to build more around them. But you just proved them wrong, led those guys, done an amazing job maturing over the season. Guys has gotten better over time, and then, even though when he went down and missed a few games due to concussions, he still came back, stepped it up too when they needed him. Won games, performed at a high level, and arguably, I think he secured that Offensive Rookie of the Year. So you got to give a hats off to C.J. Stroud with low expectations. He hooped.
100%, 100%. And I feel like the key word that you brought up that I love that you used in your soliloquy was expectations, right? We got to speak about this Texans team from the perspective of this team was not predicted by many to even do nearly what they've been able to accomplish this season. Mind you, you got to think about all the cards that was held against them. You had a rookie running. I mean, you had a rookie quarterback. You had a receiving core that was already shaky. I mean, like you said, you had Robert. When we went into the season thinking that Robert Woods was CJ's number one. That's all you need to know. And Robert Woods, I'm not. That's not to discredit Robert Woods. He was definitely solid and integral for those Rams teams that was balling back in the day. But I mean, Robert Woods. We're a few years removed from that tenure over there in LA. So it's not the same Robert Woods. So you had him as your number one option. You had a rookie head coach in D'Amico Ryans, who uh, shout out to D'Amico Ryans because, like we said, just to see this Stroud needs his flowers. Yes, for sure. D'Amico Ryans needs his flowers too because he came in being a black head coach, all the cards held against him. You know how the media like to talk and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Put his head down and worked, man. Put his head down, worked, got built a system that his guys could buy into, and it's looking like they have something very, very promising over there in Houston. So I'm excited to see the future for them. But let's be honest, we talking about L Jack, boy. I'm sorry, we talking about L Jack. We talking about the Baltimore Ravens. We talking about a team that I love the Texans, but this team is hungry. This team is hungry because they know that they likely should have won at least one by now. Let's be honest. I understand, the Ravens have always been that team that, Lamar has had to will the team to victory a lot of times because they didn't have quite the weapons. The defense was hit or miss sometimes, but the defense is extremely solid this year, if not the best defense in the league. They finally brought him some guys on the offensive side of the ball that can help him out. You got Gus Edwards that took a lot of the load from him as far as the red zone was concerned. Come on, bro. Thank you, though. I need that pause. I need that pause. But yeah, you got Gus Edwards that assisted in the running game this year. You got Zay Flowers who came in and did what he needed to do. You had a veteran, and it's crazy to call him a veteran now, but we had a veteran and Odell step in and do what he needed to do for the team. So, it's like, damn, like this team is finally in position. And I know they lost Mark Andrews in the middle of the season, which is kind of hurt. But even that, I'm hearing that I don't know if you guys heard this, but reports is talking about he might be active for tomorrow's game.
He was practicing.
He's returned from IR. He's on that window, so he should be active.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that they might keep him out for this game at least, so he can be fully healthy for the remainder of the playoffs, assuming they make it. But you got Mark Andrews back, and I know what do y'all think? Let me ask y'all, what do y'all think that does for Isaiah Likely? Because we've seen him burst on the scene since Mark Andrews has gone down. Do y'all think they could still work that two-man tight end tandem, or do you think it's going to be a situation of when Mark gets in, they're gonna unfortunately rear off of Likely, even though he's a hot man right now?
I think what you call it. I think because the trend has been these guys are dropping passes, they're fucking up. Damn, we up the curse. Sorry, I try not to curse. They're messing up.
Hey, I've been trying to do that too. Not to cut you off, but bro, when I was
Yeah,
watching back the 1 year episode, especially in the earlier episodes, I was like, "Damn, you cursing way too much, bro." And I was like, "Damn, bro." It was like there was one sentence where I think I said like 15 to 20 curse words, and I was like, Let me try. I feel like Ocho on Nightcap, bro. Let me try to dumb that down a little bit, bro. But go ahead,
yeah.
go
You
ahead. I don't know if he heard you. Go ahead,
Hearing.
Doki.
I feel like that's been a trend throughout the playoffs. I think they have Odell now, so I think that it helps out a lot. Hopefully, but that's been a trend. Like they lose games because Lamar's getting pressure on them, and he's throwing the ball a lot, and they're dropping passes. Even Mark Andrews dropped a few passes a couple of years. Um, this team hasn't shown as much, but who knows with this intensity? I like what's his name again? Todd Likely.
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Why I'm thinking Todd. I like
Uh,
Isaiah Likely. I, s- I saw his hands. His hands look good. I saw a dude caught a one hand joint. Yeah, that one
that
hand
one
joint.
head
And
snag pressure.
he's been having teams like coach around him this last couple weeks because Mark Andrews been gone,
Mhm.
and since Mark Andrews is back, teams are like scattering now because they have Mark Andrews and likely he's doing pretty good too. I think that like McKinney's been saying, I don't think it's just only just for young quarterbacks. I think it's for every quarterback. You need a good tight end. Shout out to George Kittle. You need a good tight end to be your blanky. Because you're gonna be pressure on you. There's gonna be times where they're gonna go wide open, and the Ravens like to run a lot of they can run 2 man tight ends. They can run sets where he could be outside because he's 6'5". He's a big guy. He runs like a receiver, kind of like a receiver. He's
Yeah,
pretty quick on his feet. So I think that Lamar should just abuse this two tight end option right now. Maybe take less load on Mark Andrews since he's just come back and use Likely more.
I agree. I agree, and I feel like one thing that some people were pointing out in the wake of Mark Andrews' injury is that they think it might have been a blessing in disguise for the Ravens because it has allowed Lamar Jackson, excuse me, has allowed Lamar to spread the to folk have to be forced to spread the load around within his offense because there were some times where he was getting comfortable in his number one guy and it's like, damn, if nothing's open, I'm gonna just, you know what, it's like that meme, fuck it. Andrew's down there
But
somewhere, Jett is down there somewhere, Jamar Chase down there somewhere. So you know it's like it definitely has opened his eyes from the perspective of, listen, Mark Andrews is, I mean, we talking about an all pro Bowl tight end. We talking about one of the premier tight ends of the league, top three, arguably not the best tight end in the league at his peak form. But you have to realize that your defenses know that too. The defenses that you're coming up against, they know that too. So they're going to be game planning for those same things. So a lot of those forces that we've seen in previous days, although they haven't been forces, being that nobody else was really getting open, now he has an offense that has definitely been committed to opening up the field for him, doing what he needs to or what they need to do in order for this team to have success. So I think we all in agreement. McKenna, you picked the Ravens too for tomorrow, right?
Yes, I do, because I feel like with their experience, getting when you get deeper into the playoffs, experience is going to play a key role. And then, Ravens and a lot of those players on that team have that experience of being in the playoffs, playing under the bright lights. Yes, CJ Stroud and the rest of them boys over there at the Texans played very well against the Browns, but, granted, I'm not discrediting the Browns because Joe Flacco coming off the couch out here slinging the rock for 300 plus yards and 3 touchdowns for the last four games he done played. So
Hmm.
obviously that's a decent test for them to go up against. But still, that team, I think the thing wasn't fully healthy, and then the Browns aren't like up there on that same caliber as we know where we talk about like those Super Bowl contending teams like the Ravens, the 49ers and such. So it's just going to be an even harder test for them, and I feel like they just won't be able to overcome that experience. The Ravens defense, they're going to throw a lot at CJ Stroud, stuff that he's never seen probably before. And plus they have like a week's rest, and we all know the saying like, oh, they might come out rusty, but like the opposite, you could say the opposite. On the other hand, now that we're rested, guys are not coming back fresh, and compared to guys who just played, because football's such a violent sport, and we've heard what that does to the body. Go ahead, Keith.
Another thing is off that too is that they a lot of those guys have experience. Odell got a ring, Roquan Smith, all those guys on that team have been playing on the team for years in the playoffs. Even Kyle Hamilton played last year in the playoffs. They all have experience. So that's another thing that comes into play. Yeah, they might be a little rusty, but they've been here, done that, and this team is a perfect team to go against, in my opinion, to shake off that rust. But go ahead. Sorry for cutting.
No, you're good. And yeah, like, because that Ravens defense, even though they're gonna be missing Marlon Humphrey for that game, they have an amazing pass rush. Their linebackers, as Keelan mentioned, Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, they've been balling at an unbelievable level, especially Roquan Smith, an All-Pro linebacker right there. So they're gonna get pressure to him. They're gonna make it hard to make great throws. And then their secondary, Kyle Hamilton, someone who's a little underrated that people might not know, that even I wasn't really too aware of. Gino, I think it's Gino Stone. He's a solid safety for them.
Matabuke.
That's a ball hawk. So, they still got some guys, even though they don't got Marlon Humphrey for that game specifically. They got some dogs on that defense, and they're gonna make it really tough.
100%, 100%. That experience that you guys spoke about is something that's gonna, definitely prove to be a bit too much for the Texans. I feel like, and I think we're all in agreement in saying that, although the Texans are not a team to be slept on, 100%. Um, we think that the Ravens just might be a little too much for them, but yeah, I feel like the last thing I want to throw in about this game that concerns me a bit is what we started off by talking about. Like, the Texans weren't supposed to be here, and the world knows that. But not only does the world know that, they know that. And when you have an underdog that understands that we're not supposed to be here, and you have an underdog that understands that we're playing damn near what everybody's calling the best team in the league, they gonna come
Right.
out. They gonna come out, bro. They got nothing to lose because if they get blown out, people gonna say that was supposed to happen. You know. So,
Right.
they like we said, they have nothing to hang their hats on, regardless of the result. And it kind of concerns me that they are underdog playing with nothing to lose because it's like we weren't supposed to be here in the first place. So damn it, let me go take it now that we're here. So, but at the end of the day, I still think the Ravens are going to be too much and they're going to handle business. And I really do feel like they're destined for it this year. Um, that team need a ring, man. We need to get Harbaugh another ring. His brother just won it in college, so if we could get a Harbaugh sweep, that would be fantastic to see. But yeah,
That would be so tough.
that would be so
Quick
tough.
question though.
Go
Y'all
ahead.
think you think the Ravens cover the spread?
What's the line now? I was just about to ask what y'all think the any score predictions.
Spread at 9.5.
Ah, I don't know if they cover 9.5.
Sorry guys, this is for
I'm
all our betting folks out there.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, because I know people like to throw in these slips. Um, I'm gonna be honest. You guys kind of downplayed
I do
it.
it by 10.
You think so?
Yeah. What you gonna say though? Sorry.
I was gonna say I feel like although I'm not gonna say you guys downplayed it because I do see the perspective of them finally being rested and then having that extra time as opposed to a team that had to play last week. But I'm a bit worried, and I feel like that's gonna bode more for our second team that we're gonna talk about in a second. That I think is gonna affect more than the Ravens. I think the Ravens, because like I said, I think the Ravens are. We see Lamar Jackson every press conference. I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
Yeah.
He's not playing. I feel like he's on his like Kobe wave right now. So he's very much locked in. So I don't think, and I think that sentiment is shared by the team. So I think it's not really going to be effect to them. But I do, in the back of my brain, think, damn, maybe that week off was a bad thing, bro. Because we got to remember a lot of the number. Last time they were number one seed, I believe they were number one seed in 2019, and they ended up having to bye and losing in their first game back. If I'm not correct, right? Who they
Right.
lost? Who they lost to, right?
The Titans.
The Titans, yeah.
The
The
Titans.
Titans came in there and handled business. So, it's
Oh
something that they've dealt with before. I'm not saying I don't think it's gonna happen this time, but we just can't be remiss by saying that. So, but I do. I mean, they've been dominant. So I'm gonna agree with Key. I'll say 10 is a safe bet. 10 is a safe bet because that's about a two-score game. I know Key about to chime in, but let me just give a quick score prediction. I'll probably think my score prediction will probably be. I'm gonna say like a good 34-24 ball game, Ravens.
Mm.
34-24. Go ahead, Key.
So I wasn't gonna say the score, but I could say after. Um, Another thing is they're bringing it up. Like the people are bringing it up. Like, oh, how's your playoff record? How do you feel about this? This is the second time happening. You guys being first seed, that happened last time, and the players are acknowledging this. So I would say like mentally, they're like they're preparing themselves to not, like you said, take this over, like to blow this game off or like take them lightly. Or if they're a little rusty, they're gonna probably try a little harder to like really. And the thing about like you see like every interview with Smith, I think is like overconfident every game. Like he's talking crazy. He talked crazy against like the Niners and them.
And
He
I
was talking
love
crazy against the
it.
Dolphins.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I
Yeah,
love it because it's
Mhm.
giving me semblance of a young Ray Lewis, bro. It's giving me semblance of one of them. He's a Baltimore Raven for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Just off of his moxie. But go ahead.
It was throwing me off. I'm like, bro, yo, talk too much, bro, relax. But they won the games.
Yeah.
And Lamar and them boys, they mess with him. They cool with him. So I think it might be slow first quarter maybe, but like the rest of the game, or they might come out gunslinging. So we'll see. Score for me, I feel like it might be like 27-17, something like that. Excuse
Okay.
me.
27-17. I like
The
that.
the thing is like C.A. Stroud, like we said, we see him play. He reminds me of like Paulo Banchero. Like as soon as he
Mm,
touched the league, he's already doing pro stuff. Like
yep.
he's not taking it lightly. You know, like where you like think about Paulo Banchero for what, 2 years now? Have you
Yeah.
ever heard anything about
Yeah.
him? Have you ever heard anything about him?
Nothing negative.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's
Mm,
straight buckets.
yeah.
He doing pro moves already. Like I see C.A. Stroud probably still fighting in that game. So that's a scary thing. I think they're gonna lose, but he might still fight towards the end.
He's gonna put up a
And that's
fight.
why I like
Yep. He's gonna
yeah,
put it.
and that's why I like his yards on prize picks low key. But it yeah,
For sure. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
27-17 for me.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Just as quick aside, shout out Paulo. Now you bring them up. Them and the boys in
Yeah.
Orlando Magic, they going crazy right now, man. I'm not quite sure how where they stack up right now in the standings because we haven't been able to analyze basketball for a minute. That's coming back soon though. We're gonna drop a basketball episode for y'all for sure. But
Right.
yeah, they're looking nice for those of y'all that have been following the league. As you guys have, I don't know if you guys have got a chance to tune into our Instagram. My bad, McKenna. I'll let you tune in with your score in a second. But we've definitely been trying to step it up from a perspective of as long, even if we're not dropping episodes, instead of coming up here and saying, apologies for the delay. I mean, at this point, it's inevitable. I mean, we explain it every episode. We all got shit to do, and we try our best to line it up. What we're doing for you guys from here on out is really focusing on at least putting out some sort of content on our social media platforms. So if y'all guys have been following the Instagram, we've been dropping graphics daily. Honestly, we've been dropping basically NBA recaps, but basically anything that we really feel like is worth noting we're going to be dropping. We have full creative freedom over our platform, and whatever we want to post is whatever we want to post. So, as you can see, if you guys haven't tuned in, it's at Miami Killzone on Instagram, TikTok, on all platforms. You guys could, use our platform to keep you guys up to date with the sports happening because we're definitely dropping them. Shout out Devin Booker too because we just posted about him dropping 52, but he went stupid. We got a lot of basketball to talk, but Smack score prediction. What you think?
I say 30-10, and yes, I do believe they do cover the spread.
Ooh. He say CJ only putting up a 10 ball. Okay. Bold.
I mean 30. No, I mean no, not 10. Let me not disrespect. Let me go 20. I'd say he had 10 more points.
Okay.
Like 10 to 17. Like yeah, 20 to 17. So I'm gonna say a 30 to 30 20. 30 20.
Okay. Okay. Respectable. Respectable. I thought you was about here calling. I thought shit. I thought you had the script. I thought he had the script, man.
Shit, man. If I had the script, boy,
I'll be making a lot more
I'd
money
be a
than I
rich.
make. I'll be making a lot more
I'd be
money
rich.
on this. I'll be making a lot more money on these props than I'm doing right now. I feel you. I hear you. Let's move on to the second game, man. We damn near 30 minutes in already, so let's get a move on. Of course, that game was going to be a longer one to discuss because that's arguably one of the biggest games of the weekend. But we're moving on to the next. We have the NFC number one San Francisco 49ers versus the number seven seed Green Bay Packers. The Packers are coming in after beating the brakes off of the Dallas Cowboys. The final score isn't going to be reminiscent of how the game went. If you guys actually sat down and watched it, I believe it was the score. We had a score of 48-16 with like 6 minutes left. So Cowboys were able to put up a lot of garbage time numbers, about a lot of empty calories. A lot of people like to call them, but yeah, they went into AT&T and handled business. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Jordan Love and the Packers, but now they have a true test in the San Francisco 49ers. And honestly, I'll open up with this one. Um, like I just mentioned at the end of the Ravens explanation game explanation, excuse me. Um, you have it's a flip of a coin, right? When you're dealing with the number one seeds, you have a team that you know can approach their divisional game one of two ways. Either we're finally fully rested, we finally have guys that we can, that are in need of this week off, are in need of this time to for their bodies to rejuvenate and to get their minds right in order to come out and perform to the best of their abilities. And then you have the guys where they come out there after playing, after having a week off, essentially 2 weeks off, because a lot of number one seeds, we know they take off the last game for the most part. So essentially, you have 2 weeks off, which a lot of the 49ers players did have. Um, some people come out there in that divisional game and lay a dud. Like, let's be real. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to the 49ers, but I feel like I see them starting off the game slower than expected, especially with the Packers rolling the way they're rolling. I think the Packers, like the Texans, are going to be coming into this game like, yo, we just shocked the world last week. We just shocked the world in that we beat the brakes off of the Cowboys in their home, a team that everybody was talking about going to the Super Bowl this year, off of how their regular season looked. We know it's the Cowboys. They say they go to the Super Bowl every year, but this year they actually look like one of those teams that was about that action. So they did what they did to the Cowboys, and excuse me, they're going into San Francisco now, which um, yeah, I personally am staying away from this game from a strictly not from a prop perspective because I'm not sure where we're going to include the prop section that Key was just talking about. It might be at the beginning of the episode, might be at the end. But so you see that he has props on this game. But from a line perspective and predicting the outcome of this game, I'm hands off. I'm hands off, bro. I'm like a I'm
Mm-hmm.
like a I'm like a mama with a failed juvenile kid. I'm hands off. It ain't nothing more I could do. I'm not touching this game just because I'm a bit worried about it. But if I had to choose a winner out of the two, I'm going to 49ers. I'll go to 49ers. I'm not gonna go for the upset. Jordan Love, Romeo Dobbs, and those boys, they're rolling. Mike LaFleur, Mike LaFleur, them boys is rolling over there in Green Bay. They're rolling. But
The flat.
LaFleur. They're rolling over there in Green Bay, but I do feel as though the San Francisco has proven this season to be too much for a lot of teams, except the Baltimore Ravens, for mostly. They did go on that skit where they were losing to teams that they probably shouldn't have been losing to, but we got to think about the fact that they were going through injury at that time. Everybody's back and healthy, it looks like. Um, yeah, I think these boys might be on a mission as well because they've heard the noise too. Number one seed, this thing about number one seeds. you get the number one seed based off of what you've done. You've earned the number one seed, right? But that puts an immense target on your back because now everybody's looking at you like y'all not even like that for real. You feel me? Like everybody's
Right.
viewing your team like, yeah, they're the number one seed, but we ain't worried because we've seen them lose. Unless you go undefeated and you have a crazy season like our Miami Dolphins. Yes, I'm saluting us, smack. Even though we're not in a good place right now. I'm saluting us, but yeah, bro. Unless you've gone undefeated and teams literally had no answer for you, everybody has gone into the postseason with at least one blemish on their resume. So, I feel like teams are looking like that with the 49ers, especially being that they got the doors blown off of them by the Baltimore Ravens, and teams feel like they might have a game plan for them. So, I wouldn't put it past Green Bay to feel confident going into this game, and I wouldn't put it past this game being a shootout, honestly, because I think the offenses are both high powered. Of course, the Packers aren't as high powered as the 49ers, being the 49ers got guys like Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, MVP. Shit, he probably gonna finish top three in the MVP voting. Brock Purdy, Mr. Reliable back there. Um, they're loaded on the offensive side of the ball. The Packers, we saw them last week put on a showing, especially the receiving core. We saw Romeo Dobbs come out there and have a game of a lifetime for him. Romeo Dobbs did his thing. Christian Watson was doing his thing. Aaron Jones, for some reason, Aaron Jones, he's from the Texas area, so I feel like he always feels like he needs to put on when it comes to the Cowboys, but he always beats the brakes off the Cowboys. He went out there and put on a three bomb on their head. So, it's gonna be a pleasure to see. It's gonna be a good game, but I got the 49ers in a shootout, but I'm not gonna call it a close game. I'll probably give it a score of 42-30. 42-30. That's my prediction. So whoever want to go next, chime in and let me know how you feeling about this Green Bay Packers San Francisco 49ers matchup.
I think I'm a Kelly, bro.
You too.
Oh, you want me to go?
I thought you
Bruh,
was gonna
this
go,
nigga.
but you didn't say nothing. My fault. My fault. Go ahead, bro.
Alright, so yeah, for this matchup, I'm just gonna keep it short and simple. Going with the 49ers. Yes, I know it's easy to go with the favorites. Yes, the 49ers I don't want to see it. Yes, they have an amazing defense. Yes, they have a great run game and offense. But I mean, it's hard to go up against that. Just Jordan Love, he played amazing, played great, defeating the Dallas Cowboys. But I mean, it's the Cowboys. I'm gonna just say it for all you Cowboys fans, like Stephen A. Smith says, what can go wrong will go wrong for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
And so, they dominated in the run game, which I feel like they'll have a tougher time because 49ers D line is I think a better D line in a sense, even though you could argue, yes, Michael Parsons to Nick Bosa, very arguable right there. You got in the middle, in the two middle, you got Eric Armstead and Javon Hargrave. So those two, I feel like they're better than Kenny Kenny Clark and I forget who else they have in the middle there for the Packers. And I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence, I think, is a little better than who they got at edge. I want to say Keenlaw, but I forgot their edge rush. Their starting edge rusher opposite of Bosa, but
Oh, they got Chase Young, bro.
oh, they did get Chase Young. I
You
forgot about
tweaking.
that.
Thank you, Key. Thank you.
I totally forgot. Damn.
See, they got haymakers, boy.
They
Them
got
boys,
Chase Young with bro.
them boys got haymakers, boy. Their team loaded,
Yeah,
but
like they said, Chase Young, DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence is underrated in my opinion, at least nowadays. But Chase Young, he a baller, so I really give that D line to that edge. So they're gonna make it tough for the Packers to run the ball, which helps to set up their play action and help Jordan put a little take off pressure off of Jordan Love from having to throw like 40 passes a game. So and the secondary and the linebacker core, they got it over there, the 49ers.
They got it.
Yes.
So
And your
I
score
got to go to
prediction.
49ers.
And your score prediction is what?
So I have them covering the spread too at 9.5. So I'll go with 24-14.
I like it. I like it. Key, round us off.
I'm trying to see something. Hold on. Let me put up this real quick.
Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing. I mean, to harp on a smack point. I think you kept it very simple with this game. It's just matchups. It's just matchups. That's all it is. It's matchups. Like we've been saying all year. 49ers are the arguably the most loaded team in the league. And when you have the names that you have on both sides of the ball, you got your Nick Bosa's, you got your Chase Youngs, you got your, we've already spoken about the offensive side. It's like just match it up, just line it up and see. You can clearly see that one side is better than the other, and looks like that's the route Smack is taking for this game. And he's saying, listen, 49ers making quick work of the Green Bay Packers. So I respect it. I respect it. Key, go
Get him
crazy.
out of here, coach.
Get him out of here, coach. He looked like he
I,
got something. Hold on. Let me listen
I
to my
agree
boy
with
too.
Philly, bro.
Oh,
You can see him the
okay.
glare in his glasses.
Yeah, I already know.
Bro, I saw the stats, bro. All the good teams that went against them as a good pass rush, they got multiple sacks on them niggas.
Ah, sugar.
Nick Bosa is about to go stupid. Fred Warner is the smartest linebacker in the league. He's about to dissect them.
We
I
ain't
think
even we ain't
that
even mentioned Fred. Yeah. Mhm.
I think that loss to Baltimore is gonna give him a little spice, and them boys is gonna like lock in a little bit better. And statistically too, Niners versus Packers, Niners destroy Packers since Colin Kaepernick days. It's always been Packers lose to them, even when they had A Rod. So I really do, I do see them like destroying them.
this
Uh,
this one's pretty clear cut. We feel like it's
yeah,
although they're making a Cinderella run. Jordan Love is doing what he needs to do. I think it's pretty self-explanatory with this game. Now
I, I, I,
we could be completely
yeah,
wrong come Sunday, but I think it's you know
there is
That
that
would be
thing.
crazy though. They come do put 49ers beat the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my god,
that would be
It, it,
crazy.
parlays are
it,
getting
it will be
fucked up.
it'll be a lot said about it'll be a lot said about Brock Purdy because Brock Purdy is like getting all this hype and everything, but it's like Jimmy Garoppolo in my opinion. I mean, I think he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not gonna compare him, but it's too hard in this scenario for you to mess up. You have, like you said, Christian McCaffrey, you have Debo Samuel, you have Brandon Ayuk, you have Trent Williams on your left side.
Yep.
I don't see them struggling. Like I just don't. And then the Packers defense is pretty good, but it was mostly what you call his name making mistakes more than Packers forcing them. Dak Prescott, he was doing dumb plays that game,
Right.
and CeeDee Lamb back down. And last time they played Jair, they weren't playing with him. They were not playing with him.
Mhm.
Debo,
Mhm.
you know how Debo get, bro. It's Debo for a reason.
100%. 100%. I agree with you. I agree with you. And to the Brock Purdy point, real quick. Stick with us, Max. Stick with us. We almost there. So come on, stick with us. To the
Uh-huh.
Brock to the Brock Purdy point. Yeah, it's just unfortunate being a quarterback of a team that's so loaded because it's like you have to be. I'm don't want to call you transcendent. I feel like we throw that word a lot around a lot, and some players, it's only a few players that are transcendent. But you have to be a true game changer and difference maker in order for you to get your, respective credit when you're dealing with teams that are so loaded like that. You got that team has future Hall of Famers on it. You got Trent Williams. The moment Trent Williams decided to take off the pads, drop the helmet, he's going straight into Canton. He's getting him his gold jacket. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's just been one of those linemen. It's like Zach Martin and what's buddy name from the Cowboys too?
Uh,
Lyle Collins, right?
Not Lyle.
No, not who am I thinking of?
Tyron Smith.
Yeah. Zach Collins and Tyron Smith, those are guys where the moment they drop their pads, drop their helmet, say I'm not doing it no more, they could retire in the middle of the game, like Like
That's the case right now. Martha
yeah,
Davis.
yeah, like Monte Davis. They could retire in the middle of the game. Jason Kelsey is one of them too. Yeah, they could retire them.
Guys, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm done.
These young guys.
Okay, yo, fuck him out.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm dropping it off. Hand me my gold jacket. That's how these guys are. So when you have talent like that, it's hard to fuck it up. And I know they did it once with against the Ravens, but you know, it's the 49ers, bro. It's not much we got to speak on that game, man. They be in the dog shit out of them. I'm sorry. Yeah, man. After just a bit more discussion about how we want to run this episode, we're actually gonna give y'all another episode for the Sunday games. Instead of trying to cram everything in, we're already at 48 minutes roughly for these two games. So we're gonna talk about the next two games in an episode dropping on Sunday. But yeah, bro, we just really want to thank y'all for tuning in, of course. Yeah, y'all will have seen Keys footage already. But yeah, once again, thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's 3:54 a.m. in the morning. So just to show y'all our commitment to this platform, our commitment to this podcast, we out here working. McKinley falling asleep, but he's still here with us. So it's all love, man. I love y'all boys, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for sticking through with us through 1 year. We know it's just the beginning, and we know we got ways to go. But to the consistent 10 to 20 viewers that we usually pull on episodes, with not even like the craziest amount of promo, I love it, bro. And like I said in the beginning of the 1 year episode, for those of you that got a chance to tune in, for me, and I'm sure I can speak on behalf of the guys in that, bro. Even if it's just one or two of y'all that's tuning in and saying what's up, bro. Like, as long as we're right, McKenna. As long as we're able to, show y'all some love, assist, help y'all with some sports talk, make y'all days a little easier, whatever the case may be. That's what we're here for, man. So thank y'all for continuing to tune in. It's 2024 now, and it's only up. So tune in. Make sure you tune into all of our socials at Miami Killzone. Y'all know the socials already. Y'all know y'all got the link tree. It's in the bio. It's in the description for anybody that wants to take a look. And yeah, y'all boys got anything else before we sign up out here?
Let's go
Ken,
eat.
Man, hit him with that John Cena, and we out of here.
we out this motherfucker. You heard the man.
Yeah, let's go Ravens. Let's go Ravens. With that being
Let's
said.
go Ravens. L Jack, nigga, shit. I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
9-5, let run it.
Nah, if I go let run it, that black type shit. Fuck wrong with these fuck niggas, man. Hey, we out of here, man. Love y'all boys. MKZ out. Till next time, gang.